Oh. All right. We are underway with Mikingdom versus the Sexual Chameleons, which is still an interesting name. Um, we're just gonna go straight into draft, and then I'll highlight these teams after the draft and my thoughts on this series. I think it's definitely one of the more interesting ones. Let's see. We're gonna go right into Nunu ban makes a lot of sense. Cars 2, disgusting Nunu abuser. I think that's the only ban against this team, which is a guaranteed ban. I think everything else is kind of up to personal preference, what you think that they've been playing. Say Shaco makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Cheddar Bunny is a very much known Shaco player. It's just how much you respect the idea of him playing Shaco top lane. Seems like most teams tend to. Warwick ban, another ban towards Cheddar Bunny. It's been his most played by far in these games. Get him off of something else. Help out Terrain a little bit. Whereas on Lokesh's side, you have the Vice Talia ban, a classic Zac Zenhao. Fair enough. Annoying. Gonna take away the Ezreal from Lokesh. Just pick it. Galen's been a big bright spot for this team. He's shown a pretty wide champion pool this far. Also, I said Zac ban is a jungle ban. That is definitely a Zac support ban towards Nadion, actually. But, fair. I mean, he's been looking great on Zac support. And although he's looked fair on other picks, it's pretty clear Zac is pretty much by far his best pick. Pretty smart bans from both sides, I think. So he's going to go ahead and rip them. So pretty soon they're just going to rip both of their bot lane here. They're already ripping the Nautilus. Just standard. Can't really go wrong. Nautilus Kaisa. Classic pairing. Makes sense. Braum, I think that's like the common default pick in a Nautilus in this league nowadays. Like in pro play, you tend to see like Leona a lot more as an answer, or Rel. In this league, there are a lot of Braum enthusiasts. And especially with Ezreal, it makes a lot of sense. It's a lot safer. Slightly less upside in terms of the lane, but standard. Vice is going to be on Lilia this game, putting him on just carry champion. This is like a pretty solid Vice meta, I would say, and he's actually looked really, really good this tournament. I mean, he generally looks quite good, but I think this tournament in general, he's impressed me a lot more than even usual. I think they look great. I think him and their bot lane have been the very much bright strengths of this team. As for red side bot lane, I think Kaisa Nautilus fits their identity pretty well. Standard. We'll see what this pick is. It looks like they didn't get the pick in. The pick is Maokai. Okay, so this is Maokai. They have also said in the chat it is for a jungle. Okay. So they were face up about Maokai being jungle. Interesting. So they're still banning Tristan on this patch. A lot of people seem to think Tristan is dead. LCS and EU LCS, whatever the hell they call it now, seem to think otherwise. Tristana ban. They banned Corki, which I find interesting. Which, I mean, Harrison looks great on Corki, don't get me wrong. It's just... I mean, I guess they might have taken away on 4 for you if you're worried about them playing it. Yeah, no, Harris probably would have taken it on 4 and given Cheddar Bunny pick on 5. Actually, I'm down with the Corki ban. And then, yeah, Victor bans. I mean, Harris and Victor is pretty well known. Makes a lot of sense. Also, just a safe pick on 4, and it blocks a lot of picks on 5. I respect it. Sylas ban, not my favorite this game. It's pretty obviously, like, the Maokai is a really classic pairing with it. It's not too bad. If you have a lot of respect for Tony. Sylas, fair. Shadow Bunny with the other pick he's played other than Warwick so far in the York, just degenerate stacked stick side laner. I mean, this is pretty stock standard draft, I'd say, from red side. Whereas blue side has actually been very flexible throughout the tournament. I've enjoyed their team. However, we are gonna see what they pick into this. Cassante for Terrain. Bold. Bold. I think wanting a front line is respectable. Terrain's definitely a tank player. It's just that's a hard one, and Yorick's not the easiest matchup in the world either. You would generally prefer tanks to have an easier time killing the wife as wait. Scion? Is that Scion middle? No, it's Cassante middle probably for Bjorga? Okay. Did not expect this. Did not expect tank middle coming out of him. A lot of respect. I'm thinking about it. I guess they're also thinking about their last pick. I wonder what he wants to take. Jace. Okay. Draft definitely took a turn in those last 3 picks I didn't quite expect. I do wonder if it's Scion or Cassante middle, though. You can actually do either. I personally would rather have Scion middle here, but I'm going to bet it's probably just Cassante for Bjorga. I'm not too informed on how well polished he is on either one of those picks. I've seen a lot of Terrain I've seen enough of him on tanks. Makes sense. They're not even talking about it, which makes it pretty obviously Cassante middle then. Is going to be the lock-in. If we go to client, back to client here. Okay, so a few things to talk about here. Very annoying poke coming out of red side. The idea of their engage is very straightforward, right? They want to poke first, then press their R keys, right? Like, I think these drafts in this tournament pretty good. Harrison Jace is interesting into double tanks for me, but it makes sense with the poke. I understand the theme of they're just gonna poke and then have the Yorick walk on side and do things. Like, I appreciate the thought process. Maokai Sapling stop a lot of the flanking. I also think blue side isn't too great against poke this game. Pretty respectable. I definitely like the draft coming out of red side quite a bit. I think the Cassante mid blind is interesting. I think that puts some degree of fear and respect for Harrison. I think Bjorga's had a bit of a tough time against some of the higher echelon of mids, and certainly you would put Harrison up there. At least I would. I agree. Most people, I would imagine there's not too many people in this tournament who would dispute that fact. I think that's like the most interesting part of this matchup. Obviously, is Sexual Chameleons plays a lot through their mid laner, by their mid laner. If he has a hard time, they generally speaking have harder games. And Shadow Bunny needs to definitely get some work done this game. If he's weaker on side and the tanks get to flank, suddenly their whole comp falls apart. I think that's a lot of weight put on him that isn't necessarily obvious with the face-up draft. Yes, it really depends a lot on how each of these solo lanes perform, because you would kind of expect mid lane to have a fairly easy time in lane with a harder time playing later into the game. I want to see how he plays later in the game. That's definitely how they use TP flanks, how they set up backline wards, how they don't get completely blasted by poke. Like Braum shield is only going to be so helpful, even though you have a frontline. Kai'Sa AP poke is percent damage. Jace poke late in the game does get pretty gnarly. Maokai very well might just go Leandrine to tank this game. He probably is going to go full tank, I imagine, but it's certainly possible. I think it's really hard for blue side to play comp-wise, just poke with minimal engage. Like, I think it's really hard for Lilia to go into this team, which makes the engage very reliant on flanks from tanks, when you're going to have York pushing your shit in, ideally, and most likely. He's definitely going to want some help killing the thing, and just some help in general. We'll see how this goes. I don't think this game is completely blown up on either side, but I would favor red side here. And they're the higher seed. Like, I think is respectable, but I do think out of all the 4 playoff matches, this is the closest and the most likely to go to 3 games. And I do think it's noteworthy that I kind of do like how blue side played it in terms of fearless. I think red side, I think Kaisa not are some of the premier champions, and taking away the Ezreal will put Lokesh in an interesting spot for game 2 with him playing picks that he'd be less likely to be comfortable on. You know, him being the assassin player is having an AD carry that wants to jump around, makes a lot of sense. I'm very, very intrigued about this one. Definitely. Let's see, going into runes. Conqueror Jace. Okay, so he's... I mean, it makes sense. It's not too crazy. I think that's the only particular thing of note. PTA Kaisa, kind of standard nowadays. Nautilus technically has the option to go Glacial Augment. I think it's pretty obviously Aftershock in this game. Fair play from Joey there. Yeah, nothing particularly too crazy. Also, I guess if we're talking about Fearless Draft, for those of you who might watch this and before you read the rules, picks can't be picked in game 2. Bans are not a part of that equation, though. If you want Nunu banned, you'll have to ban Nunu again in game 2. It's not Iron Man in that sense. Iron Man format being the bans actually do count towards the actual bans, and that is agonizing. Best of 3. This might take a little while to load. Man. We're gonna have to relog here. Oh, they're removed from the party. Sad. This one should work better this time. I've had this problem pretty commonly with Spectator. It's gonna makes you relog. Any other things to note, really? No, not really. I mean, we're just gonna see how this game goes. I'm definitely more intrigued to see how this goes than I have. Like I said, although I would favor red, blue does have avenues to play. And I also think if comps like red's like, if you get behind on poke and you can just get ran on, it gets really hard to play. A whole lot of like what we think about drafts is if either of these teams get like particularly notably ahead, it's really hard to play. Like if blue side gets really far behind, if you can't engage into a poke team because you just lose the engage, your game is so unplayable. And same goes for red. If you can't like move these tanks, if there's no adjusting to do, I mean that's like as much as I talk about how late game probably should look. In reality, if either of these teams are like 5k down, it's so hard to play. Let's see, anything particularly to note? Yorick, D-Shield, Scion, Call is by far the most interesting ones. Other than that, everything's pretty stock standard. A lot of junglers go red smite in this league. I'm not too familiar on which junglers you want which smites and why. I do think, though, that Maokai going red is probably more likely he goes like a Leandry build. Phase, you know, he's phase rush, though. But you can go phase rush with anything. As we see a call for another Rulik rule in chat. At least that one's pretty justified. We're live on Twitch, stop guys, true. Ruffle's writing up the report as we speak. Even though I'm not an admin. I just somehow stream all the games. Respectful sound cue in the face, and as much as I actually don't expect too much out of this lane phase, we'll see though. Team managed to make things spicy. At least on early levels. Like, once you start getting towards, like, Lilia's gonna start fighting levels, and Maokai is high enough to flash on some heads, maybe we'll see something. We'll see how much Harrison's able to do here in the mid lane. Cassante went Grasp. I know some Cassantes like going Aftershock into range matchups, just because it's so impossible to proc it. But I'm not sure if Cassantes still do that after the change to his ult. Because it used to be if you had Aftershock and you ulted, you kept the resistance as part of the damage, and that's what made it really good, as it made your all-ins pretty crazy. But that's not the case anymore, so maybe it is just still Grasp. I'm not too sure. I mean, yeah, we're just seeing junglers all full clear. Lilia clears one camp faster. Not too crazy. I mean, we're watching level 1 tank wars, like we're not watching Nautilus versus Braum, first 4 levels. We could all fall asleep here. I should actually here. I will go. Let's go here. I have chat open, so if anybody has any ideas to keep me entertained, that would be lovely. Since we're gonna get our first bit of action here, is Lilia knew the bush was swept out. He's gonna get super chunked here by the Kai'Sa. That Kai'Sa champ is not balanced. Forces the flash out. Maokai is down here. It's gonna be first blood for Lilia. This is where Lilia exactly wants to be. Oh, Galen's gonna take the tower shot. Barrier though is gonna keep him alive. 3-0. Woof. Great gank from Vice. I don't know if they expected him to path down. I wonder when they got that ward onto Raptors. I was not paying enough attention to that. But Vice did sweep out the bush. Joey hooked on a bad timer, and I mean Lilia just fighting at level 4 fight. That champ is so good. Oh, he's gonna get the solo kill onto him in mid. Wait. How? Okay, he's just the Cassante goat. Okay. Well, if this early game's gonna go that well, then they're definitely in a good spot for this game. Vice is going to very generously tax mid and get topside scuttle. I wonder if he's going to base or do his Gromp first. Knowing Vice, he's probably going to greet his camp respawns. Which, I mean, honestly, I would greet the camp respawns here. But maybe he has a specific idea with Lily on a timer. Terrain is also going to force Yorick out of this lane. This is pretty impressive with Cull. But at the same time, Yorick's so useless until he gets the Maiden. And then once he gets the Maiden, it's... Silent will need Vice's help to clear it, or the lane is actually very, very difficult. Decent base, though, for the Yorick. Okay, so obviously horrendous early game. 2k gold down. Harrison getting solo killed is not on my bingo card in this matchup. Pre-6. But that Cassante champ is pretty good. And he seems pretty comfortable on it. His CS is even pretty fine, considering he got Lily attacks too to get the bounce. Says, yep, this is... That bot lane interaction was kind of what I expected the whole game of. You lightly chunk an Ezreal lane because Braum will put up shield and nothing will happen. That's why I'm so impressed that the early game managed to work out so favorably. Does Vice have free boots? And he's that far ahead? Yes, he does. Okay, so he'll get those free boots early. That makes the lap chapter make a lot more sense. Dace is out of mana in mid with no TP, by the way. This Cassante is going to get decent pushouts. He is chunked, though. Anyway, directed camera's not seeing it, but... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, no! Oh, the failed flash from Maokai sad. He is still going to find Cassante in the river, though. Force out the flash. Vice does get grubs in the meantime here, so not too bad. But that Maokai flash hurt. That is one of the hardest walls in the game to flash, though, because how awkwardly... Because that's that little thin... It's thick enough where it's not easy to flash, but thin enough where that pathing around the wall is so awkward. Yep, and there's the maiden spawn. Flash away from Harrison. Almost solo killed, quote-unquote, by Vice there. Does force out the Lily asleep. I wonder if they're going to go for Dragon here on this timer. Casante's coming back, so you probably can just force it, right? You have bot push. Harrison's 1 HP, no TP. Yep, he is going to go force it. Good play from him. And this early game's looking really, really good from them. Yeah, I mean, just to review, my thoughts going into this game was it really was Vice on the bot lane that's really, really shown up, and obviously that is the bulk of their early game lead was Vice in the bot lane, but Bjorger getting a solo kill onto Harrison I think is definitely a large surprise, and continuing with... wait, sorry, as the bot lane fight's going to come out. Kaisa is 6, by the way. This fight's not totally guaranteed. They're not going to be able to go in because of Lily entirely, though. They know Lily is on Dragon. There is no Lilia R here, so it's not looking like there's too much of a play. Lilia's going to help them crash and bounce. Let's see what Maokai's able to do. If there's anything to do in the meantime, I'm going to go with the answer being no. But yeah, honestly, that bot play is kind of how I expected the whole early game to go. Of, oh, it looks like it could be something, but then nothing happens because it's really just hard for either side to fully commit. Man, this Maiden is just such a hard problem for Sion to deal with. Maokai actually started hitting the blue buff into Lilia. This is going to be a straight 2v2 here. And I think this very much favors blue side here. This Lilia is really, really strong here. Misses the Q, though. Comes out. Casante is going to get the kill on the Maokai. Phase Rush was not enough to save. Pretty squishy. And I mean, the fight's pretty clear. You have a fairly squishy Maokai with... It was Dark Steel against Blackfire Torch. Like, how are you supposed to play? The Maiden is going to die to the turret. It took a lot of turret shots, and I still think that took like 9 or 10 turret shots over the course of the sequence of it reviving. But Maokai tried to force the play onto the bot base, but was a little bit too slow clearing the camp. But I mean, pretty good play from Ezreal's going to go in here. Brahm's going to have the ulti here on the counter. He is going to be forced to flash out. Flash out from Kaisa. Bot lane's going to burn all of their stuff. Are they going to continue forward? It looks like that they're going to try, but I don't think they're going to get anything off this play. Lily is going to go for the sleep on mid. I think he's just dead. There's no flash. Casante's going to be there for the dive. Nice dive onto mid. Is Maokai going to be able to get anything bottom? It seems like he is. There's no vision. They're still forward. Braum blocks the hook, though. Oh, Kaisa still has R. Never burned it. Nice. And that's going to be huge for them. Alright. If there's any chance that Red Side's staying in this game, that bot play was completely necessary. Harrison being this far down and out and down 3 plates in the Casante versus Jace matchup is pretty terrifying for their game, though. But it's still early enough where things could be okay. I fear, though, they're going to get 6 grub 2 dragons with not that much to do about it. Man, just show top lane. Oh, why is it ever panning up here? This is just relentless Q bullying. York still has TP, though. And York is soon going to hit the spike where he's able to start doing annoying things. We'll see, though. Grubs have been slain as they right-click the turret again. They're going to see Maokai on the ward right now, so they're running. Oh, counter TP from the Scion, actually. Terrain's a real one. Is going to force the Maokai flash here. Man, it's just so hard to be enthused about this early game. There's no way for blue side to commit on things. They're just going to win and get almost nothing fun out of it. But yes, the 6 grubs, this turret is going to actually just completely explode. And yep, he left York alone for 5 seconds, so he's going to lose his entire turret, even though 0 grubs. That is how you're supposed to play Scion in this sort of in this matchup. Is for your team, but Casante's going to get mid turret dry. Man, 6 grubs are really OP. Plate number 4 for Yorick. I want to see the gold yet, by the way. Top side actually is up still 200 gold. Huh. I'm sorry, top lane. I mean, Sion's up 200 gold in the York. Even the York's got 4 plates. I mean, I guess that's the call pop in the earlier turrets. Anyway, blue side's gonna hit this dragon. There's absolutely no recourse for red side. If they fight this, they might just throw away the entire game. It is not worth it for a Chemtech dragon. Unfortunately for red side, it means that there's no chance of rolling Chemtech soul. We'll see what comes out. Man, is Sion really able to kill us that easily? That's brutal. Maokai's gonna be up here. There's nothing to do. What a great early game from Mikingdom going into this one. Really happy with how well like Lily got to do whatever she wanted this game, and that's so important whenever you play characters like that. I mean, it's like by far the hardest part, right? Like, if her early game was like at all restricted, it's pretty horrible. And York's gonna blow the ghost, sees Lily in the word, nothing happens. This is the part where Lily right-clicks the Swift Herald, as he's just running cars all over this map and still up 30 CS. I mean, I don't really know what you're supposed to do. Oh man, dude, this top lane's so boring. Is he actually gonna get anything up here? No, there's no way. Oh, he is got. Wait, he actually got the tag. He is. That's not worth it. Harrison's also gonna have to kill on the Sion here. He's guaranteed dead. Nice TP, well done. So he's gonna get the kill and the rest of his call pop off of this. Block the demolish from the clone. Cool. I mean, good play from red side again. Like I mean. A little bit of an overextension from Vice there for first real big like off of his early game for the most part is Sante's gonna ultimate full HP. Is he really dead? Lag. Well, I bet the vibes in their columns are really positive. As that is a 2,000 gold swing going back towards red side, which is a really big deal. Just kidding. Kai'Sa's going the Kraken build this game, not the AP one. Which I understand the logic in that he wants to kill tanks. But the AP build does actually kill tanks pretty well this game too. I understand the thought process. This Cassante is going to get to build 3 armor items though, because this Maokai Leandra is going to be laughable. Yeah. 2 tank comps ahead and there's no AP. Sion's actually ulting into the Yorick. Does this really work? I mean, there's a whole team behind him. Red side wasn't able to run down there. They were cut off, so yeah, this is going to work. Nice coordination from them for the most part. Yorick's going to eventually die. I was wondering how long the ghouls would block the Ezreal Q, but that's not going to happen. Yeah. I mean, definitely respect to blue side for how they played this game out. Now they drafted, I mean, they played heavily around their bot lane that's conceding, and Bjorga played Cassante instead of a mage or something. I have a lot of respect for Dirty Cheesers. He is going to die here, by the way, as I give him all the respect, but he got the turret and they're going to push him. Oh well. Dragon is going to be up in 40 seconds. We'll see how well they manage to contest. Oh, it's Hex Tech? Oh my. Oh. Oh, you have to contest that. Oh, it's such a disaster though. They didn't burn anything on the top play at least. I don't how it's oof. I'm not saying oof even because they're that far behind. It's the fact that they're not here early to get the poke. I think if blue side just starts hitting it and the tanks block the poke, I think it's actually just so hard to play. And that's the hardest part about poke comps and like why they're considered so difficult is you have to be able to set up around the map so ideally for them. Like the fact that they're just late to this. You just have Cassante on this flank. He's gonna push Nautilus over the wall. Nautilus is just gonna die here. There's no recourses, but the bottom side of the fight's happening. These tanks are living forever. That Braum lived for eons. They're gonna get onto the back line. Kai'Sa's gonna die to the Lily burn. Malco actually knocked him over the wall. Wow, they actually managed to win this fight. The tanks just got completely mollywopped by the Jace and the Yorick that fight. Huge ace from red side. Like I can't stress enough that blew my mind. Getting the early pick on the Nautilus, having no like actual frontline engage, but just blasting the Scion and the Braum away. Real big deal. They had pretty good item spikes for that moment for what it was worth. Scion didn't have Jack Show yet, Braum doesn't have Warmogs, Ezreal's not at Maramuna. I think that was the strongest spot to fight, and they took it and ran with it. And now they're really back in the game. Specifically, importantly, Harrison and Shadow Bunny are the ones that got the gold in that. Yorick has to be able to progress on the side, and Jace has to be able to have the poke through tanks that aren't going to build any MR this game. In fact, Jack Show's second from Scion, like that used to be the build when it used to drain tanks, but nowadays with just amplifying resistances and going magic resist, maybe it should have been something like Frozen Heart or Thornmail or something along those lines, or even Warmog is an underrated item for split pushers. Nautilus is just dead here, by the way. There is this. Okay, okay, the TP is gonna save him. Well, it's actually Yorick TP. I didn't even notice that. Oh, whew, no Yorick TP. I mean, the champ doesn't really want to move ever, though. Like, if blue side just starts hitting Baron, you just hope that the poke can push them off, and you just stay bottom with your hull breaker. Anyway, well, there's a bit of a lull in this game as blue side just takes deep jungle vision. Just taking a look at the gold real quick. Harrison's now ahead of mid lane by 700 gold, as well as Shadow Bunny being ahead 700 gold. Obviously, that difference is offset by Vice. Ezreal is also up 1,000 gold. It hasn't really materialized in items, though. He does have Maramoon in base, though. He does need to base for that. That is a huge finish for him. I wonder if what else he's greeting for. With support and Lilia basing, if everybody basing, it's so... Ezreal would really want to base right now to be on the same tempo as his team. Half mana too, he's still walking vids. I mean, this is like one of the most important concepts in team play, is being like on the same timer as your team, right? Like now when Vice clears his jungle and he's up, he's ready to fight, his jungle's cleared, Ezreal's just gonna be basing for Muramuna. Like, there's not going to be a play to make because the Ezreal's desynced on the map, see? Like, Ezreal's basing right now as Vice is clearing the last of his camps. Cassante started moving on the flank. Like, imagine if he had already based and he was hitting the Kai'Sa here and he just didn't have Vamp Scepter in inventory, right? Like, he'd be full HP anyway. And I mean, I want to go deeper on this concept because I actually think Galen's been, for me, the biggest surprise in this tournament with how great he's looked. I've actually been really, really impressed by him. And I mean, that's a pretty advanced concept of not being on the same timer as your team. Like, you lost the mid lane push. They were able to retake some semblance of Baron Vision. They're able to get a nice timer with Baron Vision. So it's just, everything's going to take a whole lot longer, and now it's just going to lull out until a third Drake fight. Whereas maybe if you chunked out not Kai'Sa in mid lane, got a good seed, Ezreal's there poking, maybe you're actually able to do something a bit more aggressive. And that's not something that's like really able to be seen, right? And see, like, now that Ezreal based late, now that Braum's resetting for Vision, now now Ezreal's in mid, ready to go, full mana, full HP, everything. But now the Braum's in base because he had no wards anymore, so he had to base. And it's correct for Braum to base here. And that's just why being on sync timers is so important in team play. Lily is caught here, by the way. Now that I think we're over the lull, everybody's here and ready to go. And Lily's just going to get completely one-shot. And that is such a big deal for the fight. Lokesh is going to dive right into the Braum and just die, though. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this Cassante didn't even have to press R and just CC'd them to the moon. Well, as much as I talked about not being on the same timer, now that they are on the same timer, you see what it was. But like this could have happened sooner. Maybe it wouldn't have, but it could have. And I think that's what's important. But once they did recognize that they were all on the same timer, they were all ready to go, then they fought for it. And I think that's an important part about their team that I actually do respect is like Lilia is able to run around and do freely what she wants, and whenever they are on the set timer, they're trying to think about what plays they can do. I respect the hell out of that. Now the only problem though is Lilia lost Flash for this Dragon fight, and that's the best out of all 10 players in the game. Lilia Flash is the most valuable. Being able to like see the front line, Q it, then flash on back line, and 5-man sleep is the best utility by definitively. I wonder if any alts. It seems like the only alt that's going to be missing is Braum alt and maybe Nautilus alt. Actually, probably Nautilus alt. The Dragon's already up. They're probably going to start hitting this early. There's no way for them to time the Nautilus ult realistically, though, but you would hope for their sake that they pull the trigger faster to not deal with the Pokas. They're actually going to force the Harrison flash here. Huge. Yorick is teleporting, though. The wave's too deep. He's not able to just trade topside anything, so he's going to be forced to fight. Tanks are going to have to block this ult. Nice block. They're really funneling this choke. Lily's doing a lot of damage. True Shot Barrage hits 3. The tanks are tanking everything they need to. The Dragon's down at 4k. The Drowsy is going to come out for 2. Maokai's going to die. Kai'Sa's 2 chunked. But they need to slow this down. If they go too far forward, this Jace will just do the same thing he did last time. The Braum ult actually does come up in time. They got everything they needed to. Fantastic. Well done pulling the trigger. You have to come at. Well, it's not really as much of a poke comp now that Kai'Sa went Kraken Slayer. Okay, he's going AP now. He didn't. He went Kraken instead of Nashers. Yeah, if you're gonna do this build, you should have went Nashers. Respectfully, Kraken is a really, really broken item, and if you think you're gonna win the game on one item, Kraken's obviously a better item at one item than Nashers. Just 2-3 items, he's gonna feel the hurt a little bit. Oh, yep, this Baron should die, by the way. I wonder how much that they know that they're doing it. I think Harrison's just trading bot, not expecting Cassante to be here. Oh, he's just going to see it. There's no flash to get in, though. That is just going to be the smite down for Vice. Really, really smooth transition from the Dragon. We'll see if they're able to get out with everybody, though. Harrison's moving. They're at least going to be able to trade out the mid-tier 1 for this. But that's... After a really strong comeback from Red Side after a pretty disastrous early game, though, this wasn't the spot they were hoping they would be. But they're still making proactive plays around the map. They're losing a lot top wave here, too. Losing a lot here. And although objective bounties are up, this game is not that far. I didn't realize objective bounties came up with sub 5,000 gold. Yeah, One thing they have going for them is blue side siege really sucks. I wonder how much Lokesh is greeting, because Jace is also going bottom. They need to start pressing their B keys soon. You do not want Yorick to be here fending off the mid lane siege. That's a lot of chunk though, man. Without a Yorick, the poke hurts. I don't know if it's the build into Scion split push, but yeah, that E-poke is really satisfying. And for what it's worth, if you are going to be fighting, it is a bit better. We'll see. Alright. Now the real siege begins. So they're going to opt to play on 3 lanes instead of 1 or 2. Makes sense. I mean, you can't play 1 into Yorick here. And you would, I mean, you could if like there's like 3 and you're able to dive. But if they're playing 4 like this, I like playing 3 lanes. Solid here. You're not really going to get anything done. You just need the Baron. You're not hitting anything except for Baron cannons and maybe Ezra behind a Braum shield. Having Jace away not poking is a big deal. And since red side kind of struggles to engage through this Braum, like Nautilus all Malkyle is generally good, just through a Braum's not good. They are if you hook on a Vice though and there's no shield up, that's not gonna help them. But just look at all the peel coming out of Braum, just the sleep, Braum poke, or Ezreal poke, Braum. Turan's actually gonna die here. I don't. Oh wow, nope, just kidding. Good flash out. Nice kill from Galen. Like, man, he's so good. Well done playing forward. They're actually gonna close out this game in 28 minutes, which is kind of mind blowing. This was a really close game 6-7 minutes ago, but just one bad fight snowballing into Baron is so often how much it takes nowadays. The speed of this league's gone up so much as blue side takes a really big game 1. I would call that one an upset. But a fantastic early game from them. Alright, I'll show you guys the damage. Anyways, so going back to just the damage here. Ezreal's too broken. Yeah, Kai'Sa without the W evolve poke just struggles to do damage in this comp. Inflated numbers hitting Scion, cringe. But importantly though, all these champions are gone for game 2. And I actually do want to see, I thought it was really important for red side to win for the sake of, I haven't seen too many of their bot lane picks, and I don't know how deep Lokesh's AD carry pool goes. Whereas I'm really confident in the blue side for them. I thought if blue side was going to win, it would be 3 games losing game 1 going into this. A lot of because of the bot lane pool and a lot of how much they play through bot lane. Winning this game's a really big deal. But we'll see how many more mid lane picks that they have. The Cassante definitely threw them for a loop. Harrison getting solo killed is definitely not too common of a thing that you will see in this league. Special shout out to him for that game. I really like how they played out this game. Play through bottom, standard. They went onto the poke comp and they did great game from them. And making my group look like frauds. Let's see. I don't know how long it'll be until the next game. I imagine they're going to take a few minutes to talk about that one. Especially as they head into game 2. I'm also interested to see how deep Cheetah Bunny's pool goes. The Warwick's going to be part of a band and the York's gone. Is he just going to pick like another cringe side laner like Set? Is he going to pick something more for fighting? I think there's a lot of questions on red side's champ pool in game 2 as they haven't been forced to show a ton through the groups. Harrison's played a whole heck of a lot. You kind of know that what Kars is and is going to play anything that looks as much like Nunu as humanly possible. Except his Karthus. I've seen his Karthus. I like his Karthus. But, well, huge game 1. I'm going to take a couple minute break here. I will be back. All right. They didn't give a shit about stream being
Alright.
ready. They didn't give a shit about stream. Sorry, that's gonna echo on that stream for about 2 seconds. I need to figure out a way to pop out the chat, but I'll do that later. We are gonna see the exact bans in game 1. Almost certainly. Talia, Zach, they banned Zen game 1. I expect the same. I forget the other ban. Oh yeah, Chad Bunny's Warwick. Right. They're just gonna whip out the Hui on 1. Okay. Okay. They don't want any pinching of the pool second phase. They're just like, he said, fuck it, give me Hui. His Hui was pretty good. I think, though, I mean, the draft that my team played against this Hui, I think it was really hard for Hui to play. I think it's possible to make that happen if it's that early on 1. But we'll see. Vice is immediately going to lock in the Gragas. But that actually, well, that's a flex pick. Nope, not even, just a flex pick. Well, that is just going mid. Could technically still be flex support. Almost certainly is just a mid lane pick. He is just playing most obnoxious shit middle in the world. Respect. Maybe that's a style because Gragas and Xante were his 2 best games. Maybe that's just what he's good at. Maybe he's just ahead of something on the meta. Also, they got Broken Brand. Hackerum lock in. Huh. Well, yeah, that's another champion that goes phase rush. Tracks. Maybe Cars just never changes his new rune page. And his entire champ pool is just things that have his new rune pages. I mean, jokes aside, I don't. I mean, counter ganking the bot lane thing, losing was bad, but after that happens, it's so hard to play the game with. Leona is completely busted on this patch. And with Braum out, the pick is marginally better. I kind of imagine they'll just play something beefy and do it though. Yeah, like Rel exactly. Just something just chill. Maybe one day there'll be a Janna Egro player in this league and just completely runs that matchup because you can cancel the E with the tornado. We'll see. So they're going to adjust the bans though for game 2 because, well, the mid lane's already picked for both sides. So we'll see. I wonder if they're prepping to ban with the Vayne. Because I don't think Vayne is that good here. I guess it can technically go top lane too, which is pretty funny. But I imagine they're going to counterpick top lane and just pick 80 on 4 here. Let's see, they're trying to figure out what they want to play with Rel. I mean, Galen did play Lucian before. I think they're just kind of banning what they know that he plays. Let's see. Vayne ban, Jinx ban. I'm really curious what these teams are going to play to round out these comps. There's definitely a lot of direction they could go as long as it's not AP on red side, or as for blue side, you can pretty much go anything. I imagine you would want something with a little more scaling and or range like Caitlyn or something, but no, brand champ's too broken. Technically, that brand champ can be played bot man, but it's definitely just brand jungle for Vice. I wouldn't even respect it in draft. Okay, Xayah pick. Is the only Xayah player I've seen in this tournament. Maybe I've missed another one though. It's not bad into the hack room. I think it's really shitty into the Hui though. What poking ADs are even left though that would make Xayah that terrible, right? Oh. Oh. Is that Hoy bottom? Huh. Well, that would make... Yeah, no. The thing is, though, is that Ari isn't, like, particularly insane this game, I think. Like, as much as Hecarim does like having a dog champion. Okay, that's what Chetty Buddy's gonna round is blind pick Quinn. Okay. Yeah, he is just gonna... Quinn's not really as much of a dirty side... He's still a dirty side lane cheeser, but, like, not in the same way. Yeah, that's just way bottom. Well, I mean... Yeah, no, I mean, that probably sucks for Quinn, one would think. Well, okay. The Hoi bottom was definitely a heel turn. It's definitely good into Zaya. Actually, probably good into what? That's actually just a good bot lane pick in general. Cute. I definitely didn't expect that. Boom. How much? I mean, they can't even really build that much Magicers this game. You've already seen the Ari matchup, Gragas matchup this tournament, by the way. But I don't think the Gragas was to get 2 solo kills, so maybe he just does solo kill again. His Gragas is great. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the way. Alright. He waited on me, by the way. Thank you, Vice. They gave a shit. I'm so happy. Base as fuck. What a real one. I'm still trying to figure this out. Because, like... It's just such a different dynamic that I haven't seen. And I don't like talking out of my ass. One thing I can tell you definitively is that this game is going to be a lot more fun for me to cast. Yeah. Oh, I've never seen the load us be locked in so quickly. Please don't delete. Alright, I'm going to think about this again while I mute for these 3 minutes. Good plan? Alright, good plan. Great. Alright. Let's go back. Alright, the more and more I think about it, I guess the only thing that I have is that for two mages, these are like very opposite in the way they like to play. But the team does generically want to dive and Hoyther it in, so I like it more than I initially thought I did. It's just diving into Red Side's team is so ugly. Their exist is just anti-dive. Like Rel is like, Rel just impregnates three of you, and then you get one shot. But I think it's more spicy. Can Quentin survive on Longsword 2-pot against Malphite? Probably. No TP. I know Quintop doesn't go TP. It's like kind of fucking pointless, but like I wonder how early the TP is gonna be forced. Yeah, but that's a different dynamic we're talking about. Play just doesn't have to do anything. It is gonna seed the push though. As we'll see how much better mid lane goes this time around. I actually don't mind the Gragas and Ahri matchup. So we should see a bit more action in these early lanes. Both of these junglers will have more time to just do annoying things. And even though Lily had time to do more annoying things, Lily just generally doesn't play that way, whereas Brandon will just right click your head for fun. This mid lane is neither of these players neither of them want to farm. Oh, they just oh, that was lag. That's okay though, Gragas. I mean, just get a few levels of barrel. There's flash in from Harrison there. They're gonna trade the flashes back. Turret shot eaten. As long as Gragas doesn't just die before the 3 crash, you shouldn't die at all. Takes another turret shot. Bice is just gonna walk over. There's no flash. He just flashes on his head and he dies. Yep, he's just gonna get right clicked to death. Well done from Vice though. Good awareness to come mid on that timer. Like that's just, yeah, that's rough. It was definitely bold for the flash forward. He needed Q true damage plus electrocute and another auto, I think, in order to kill the Gragas on the earlier one. That champion is just so much more beefy than you realize and heals just such obnoxious amounts. Ahri is just walking in the jungle because this is the one. I mean, that's kind of a funny concept in League, is that when you die, your tempo is actually pretty good. He's gonna flash out though. Yeah, I mean that's the cost for the gank, is he's now gonna be down a camp, but I think overall it's totally fine. Getting your mid lane the kill for double crab. But heads up from Harrison, knowing that he did have a timer there to be annoying to the brand, knowing that the brand skipped 2 camps. Heads up. It's like really, really easy to die there and just like cry about it. Turan's gonna die for the all, and they got baited by the barrier. Let's see, the Quinn's not gonna be able to crash this wave though. I hope Turan, if Turan gets the freeze off, it's actively just fine. Like, you lose like the same amount of gold and more XP. Yeah, even the bot lane's down 5 CS and is gonna get poked under this turret, they're gonna be ahead as soon as the wave is farmed up from Galen here. Yep, he just gets to go mid again and be annoying. Yep, this is what Brand does. Cool champ. Oh, they're getting support gap though. And this is the beauty of Mage's Bottom, is he doesn't have to be here. Oh, it's a late fear though. Does that matter? Oh, it is gonna matter. He's gonna get nice. Says well, space the keys out. Well, he is. Ooh. Yeah, you have to be able to. if you're not canceling stuff with the fear, I mean, good flash from Nighty on there. Don't get me wrong. He made it hard to do it, but you're gonna have the confidence to knock Darrell away his way. You have to nail it, or you just do immediately die. Yeah, I mean. Flash keys. Leona's trying to freeze the wave. Well, it froze. Real one. Nice flash from Cheddar Bunny away from the Malphite ult. Yeah, see how notice how Malphite's up the XP. Oh yeah, Brand's a cool champ by the way. Just to right click your head. Riot wanted this in the game. This is the future Riot Games wanted. Oh yeah, that. Wait, which team got that? It was Brand, right? Yep. Crack Arm is gonna get this one though. Alright, as for the third one, Cheddar Bunny's not 6 actually. It probably should be red side. Couldn't be basically here already. I saw how much Quinn lost. Oh man. If he landed that, he's gonna knock him into. He might knock him into Rel anyway. He is gonna knock him into Rel. Oh, he just heads up from Harrison, killing the minion to get 6 there. Super heads up. He dies there if he doesn't pay attention to that. Nice. Very, very, very nice. We're gonna have another early game again where red side's ahead. See those? So yeah, this is like the worst spot to be in. Is Ari? This is like the hardest part of the matchup where you're not one-shotting waves yet. You're low on mana. Gragas just you're not doing enough damage to break through the Gragas stand, and he has enough mana to mess with you because he goes here. This is like the power trough of the matchup. Yeah, man. Comet Scorch barrels. Take no damage. So skilled. Even when null magic minerals would be more annoying. Which, I mean, you definitely go Mercs this game. So it's not just to be annoying, but... Quinn's mid with symbiote boots already. That pick is so funny. Just running in circles. Oh, this is so funny. Oh. Actually, it's kind of hard to go on what to go on Malphite this game because you would think you'd want to go Bramble Vest first, but Thornmail and their dress so useless. You have to build magic resist this game, so you have to build it early, obviously, but at some point. And that makes the Thornmail a little bit more awkward. I'm not sure. Anyway, just taking a quick recap of the game. Red side's up. 2 grubs to 1 dragon, 1,000 gold. Like, definitely sizable. Not mind-blowing. Nothing too backbreaking. These are the power spikes that are laying for the most part. Wait, the mages at level 7 aren't enough. Wave clear to break through this. So we'll see if they can get any more of a lead. Harrison's playing so far up in this lane. Hecarim's coming in now, by the way. Terrain gets the R in top lane. They're going to 2v2 this. Ren is just going to one-shot somebody, probably, because the champ is... Oh, no, he whiffed the Grag Assault. Oh, dear. Should be a 1-for-1 trade. Nice pillar. Top lane trading 1-for-1 there is good for Terrain, though. We missed it. Hang on. I have to go see. Alright, let's go look. Wait, what? Let's see what happened here while that was going on. Flash Rock. Skill diff. Oh, he just... Oh, I get it. He thought the minion was under the turret, but it wasn't. Gaps. But I mean, he was... The thing is, though, is that they were mid here, so he was fine just to lock down. He didn't have... I know he wanted to cut the wave and bring it back through so the wave would bounce, though. Alright, we're just going to ×4. This is nothing happens because bot lane base and they did it, but here... Actually, while this happens, let me tab for 2 seconds. Alright, you come back to Quinn flying in at 5 million move speed and gonna make it back up in top lane for dinner. They're swapping lanes so early, interesting. Malphite actually has 2 plates already. So his fight on the mid. So Harrison is gonna die here on the play. Nice Leona ult comes in. That's a lot of Xayah feathers coming through. Every single character is doing so much damage because everybody's so clumped. That is going to be a 2-for-1 for blue side, though. I was a little distracted there. Start to play as Hecarim just manned up, and yeah, that's what Malphite does. All right. Okay. Hang on, let's already 2 seconds. Sorry, 2 seconds. Yep, sorry, stream's going black every time I tab because I have an illegal Legends display. If I'm missing things, sorry, I had to tab for 2 seconds. I'll go back, I promise. We're going back, we're going back. So they just go straight onto the Rel. Yeah, they even burst her clean through Aftershock. Spec saving the flash though. Is Galen gonna die to the Ahri? That's the problem with Xayah. Like, that's the problem with Xayah against drafts like that, where you're just outranged. It's so hard to play. He plays a great Xayah. I just think it's so impossible to play Xayah in moments like that. There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Malphite is just Thanos in this spot, though. No APs. He's gonna die here, but he lives forever. Nice dodge out of Leona ult. Flash Q from Nideon, well done. Man, that Rel Flash Q is so skillless. What a broken combo. Like one of the closest things we have to, like, we don't have almost any targeted stuns in the game anymore. It's like one of the closest things you have to it. It's like Leona Q with, like, Leona like targeted someone with range when you flash for it. It's so. Also, I do want to note though that by the way, like, red side has been playing really well around waves, even though this like sequence has gone worse. They've somehow managed to be the one to get, even though the fights weren't that good. They're the ones getting waves and the ones getting grubs. Like, they're catching the waves. Like, their teamwork's been great. Okay, I am completely clueless on Quinn builds. Is Hydra that broken you go on Quinn? That's crazy to me. It kind of makes sense. You just want to one-shot waves and leaves, actually. Okay, I'm down for it the more I think about it. I don't watch any battles. I have actually no idea what you do. If anybody wants to fill me in on if this is the way for Quinn, and if I'm just clueless, great. Just lethality in the Malphite sounds sad. No Malphite, no Malphite, I can definitely see it more. But even now I can see it the more I think about it. Let's see. Okay, importantly though, they're actually contesting second dragon here, which I respect. Red side's gonna have to burn this down again though. Good chunk from Gragas. Leona's in pretty deep, but there's not much that's gonna come of this. Well done from man, this Gragas is so annoying. They're gonna go in after the Gragas is over. Separates Leona into the backline. Leona's definitely just gonna die. Well, Turian is gonna die here on the backside, but I think they're just all gonna get chased down here. Oh, this Gragas put in so much work this fight. As Harrison goes for it. Yep, that's okay. Well, nice. That was clean from Galen. Good flash angle. Can they peel Cheetah Bunny though? It seems like the answer is yes. Brandon still has his R key. As he gets another kill, Xayah is now 5-1, and I mean, If your Zaya is that good, you can definitely play it in this draft. Crazy. I mean, that fight, Gragas was so mega MVP. Completely, there's 1v9 that fight. That was actually disgusting. Nah. Gragas should be permabanned. Well, I mean, that was just the dream fight for red side. I didn't get to catch what dragon it is, and blue side high rolls. Actually, it's not even... Actually, nah, it's a high roll. What am I saying? It's the only skill that's completely useless. As this game got messy so quick. I'm just... So it's such a pleasant watch. It's been really pleasant watching red side play out this game. They're just they're so in control. Even though there's been like fights back and things, I've never really watched this and felt like they were like anything but in control, and it's really impressed me. We'll see though. I want a game 3, and I also want blue side to prove that my group aren't complete frauds. Dude, that rail champ is not balanced, I swear. We can take stock of this game though. Just look at some money real quick. I mean, all the money's on Galen, right? If they can play, if Wade can be annoying, do things before the Zaya gets MR and lifesteal, game's still gonna be good. And it's gonna be really hard to break this tier 1 this game. I mean, we're gonna get towards a little bit of a dip here. We're gonna get the Rift Herald, we're gonna get the Crash Mid for it, and we're not gonna get too much more than that for a few more minutes here. Because I do want to note that Vice's team is the team that's up 1-0. So if Red Side wins this game, the series is over. They will advance to semifinals. So Blue Side does need to make something happen. And definitively note on something happen, because one of the hardest things about not having an AD carry is the fact that you can't really do too much around like objectives the same way. Like it's gonna take forever for them to kill anything on this map with their stuff. It's gonna be really hard for them to have sustained, real long pushes, especially if they get their blue buffs taken. Hoi will have mana issues. So they definitely need to like make something happen. Like I like Ahri being in this matchup, hitting this turret, trying to make some kind of priority thing. But Malphite is definitely just being Malphite. Oh no, he doesn't know! He didn't know! Oh no, he didn't know he dashes through the blast cone! I thought he was gonna do it the right way! No! Oh no! Oh, Cars, no! Lightning McQueen at the Nitro Boost! No! Oh, that's so unlucky. He doesn't know. He lacked critical information. Still might go. It's okay. I mean, honestly, deserved for being a Hecarim abuser. Oh, wait, Vice is really deep on this play, by the way. He got pulled back into Leona. Oh, that was actually pretty sick. The Zonius is actually going to come up, but he's just going to die in the Zonia. Galen does trade him back because he's 2 items just fed out of his mind. Ow, that right click hurt. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade at the end of that because Red Side was just fast enough on the play. I'm actually so surprised he went so deep on that. Yeah. That was one of the best chances Blue Side's gonna get. Where's the flash out from Quinn? Nice patience from Galen. Doesn't blow the R or the flash there. Says maybe the terrain can't TP. There's nothing. He's just gonna die here slowly. I was waiting to see if there's any chance of a TP coming out. There's not even Gragas R. He lived long enough for the bot lane to come through to the rescue. Nice flash charm from Harrison though, as he's gonna get the shutdown. Nidion's probably not gonna die here though. He will get very chunked. Wait, he's running up trying to go towards the brand here. Well, he did die. Great play. Anyway, sorry. Great play from blue side coming out. I got distracted by the Malphite teleport. I mean, good play from blue side to get back into this game. It's actually crazy me already 0 kills this game. Maybe this will be the first one. Just kidding. Malphite still has Zarky. Well, nope, still has Zarky. But that's no R for the dragon, though. Honestly, if you plan on contesting this dragon, Ari teleport from Malphite ult so worth if you're just fast on this. That couldn't hurt. Profane really hurts that much? Really? We'll see how this fight is continuing a really, really long time, and this is where the double mage thing is super good, and Xayah is super useless. Contributes absolutely nothing to this point, and the mages can just sit there and just bomb them and bomb them and just bomb them on repeats and bomb them again. It seems like they're being let into this, which is a huge mistake. They just, like... I understand they want to play front-to-back, slow, kitey things. They have to be able to land poke in this, though. They need somebody to go forward and land this poke. Yeah, red side just hitting this. It's just going to die. Nice steal, though, from Hecarim. He is going to die for this, though. That's going to be a nice two-man Leon ult coming in, as Galen is going to ulti. The Quinn's going to die here on the repeat, but this fight is just going so poorly. The Gragas is doing so much work in the back of the fight. Galen's going to be there with the triple kill. Is this going to be, like... Oh. This Gragas is silent killer this game. I mean, I think a lot of that fight was great. He didn't do the damage of that fight like the other one though. That one was Brand being Brand. Pretty sure they just all died backline to the Brand thing. That was really hard to track though, watching two parts of the fights at once. But just suddenly the entire backline just died. I'm gonna selfishly watch that again. I kind of want to see where all the damage came from. As we just go back on the Red Lightning instant replay for when we one day have sponsors. What happened here? Hecarim dies in. Oh, Rel just... Oh, yep. Got knocked into the Gragas. Impregnated by... Okay, it was Gragas damage. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, Gragas just dunked on the whole backline again. As Xayah just... I mean, Xayah's a heck of a lot better if it just gets the kite frontline. I will say that. I imagine this game's Xayah getting kited more by mages. Yep, no, that was definitely the Gragas dunk, and just made it really, really hard for Hoi to enter. And good on Harrison for finding the timing on there, because it's actually not a guarantee. I mean, this Tail is just chilling, farming waves mid. It's crazy. Oh, well. Sorry! I guess you see it. You got chased down by a Malphite. I'm glad I fast forward through that. Oh, wait, I don't want to fast forward through this, though. Holy. Wait, hang on. So let's do... Where's the time controls? There we go. Wait, they're actually just getting this. Okay, sorry for party rocking. Wait, I'm actually mind blown. Sorry, they actually got Quinn into Baron and there's nothing they could do about it. Huh. They traded the bots here too, and the Ahri's out. Okay, now time controls can come back up. They're gonna kill Harrison there. He's gonna get top tier 1, who cares? And this Xayah is a really greedy build. No BT, no maul this game. Kind of crazy to me. No RFC, it's just raw damage. I don't think this is a game where you needed raw damage. But I mean, well, there. Okay, well, I mean, you didn't need the raw damage, but that hurt. Well, they tried to dive in, and there was nothing to dive in for. Ari wasn't in position. Play. Well, he's definitely not weak here, but it's not enough. There's just the three of them. He needed the Quinn in the yard to be able to follow that up. His objective bounties are available soon. It's going to be the last Ari ult coming out there, and let's see how much they're able to get onto this. I think this is going to be the interesting part of how much can the Zaya hit through Hui. Oh, no, oh, well, I thought, well, okay, just kidding, just, Gragas scooped him. Gragas just kidnapped him. Letting the moment build here. I think breaking this turret's a really big deal. Successful. Now they retreat. Baron should be coming up. Oh no, oh no. Little bit fast speed going in there. No visions. Dive in from Hecarim, yeah, they're getting toward the desperate part of the dive. It's crazy. They might actually be able to close the game here. Malphite teleports in. They don't have Baron anymore. We'll see if Hui can actually deal with these waves if he's able to get forward and in. He does have Verdant Barrier. Is gonna R. Actually fears him into the cannon. He's actually gonna nuke the waves. So it's gonna be an inhibitor and then they're gonna back up. But the game is still saved. It's not over. So I want to see brand damage after this game. 17 assists, so it probably has like most damage in this game. Somehow. Yeah, it's just this is like the hard, like this is like the circle of end point. Brand's soloing the dragon though. Nothing that happens here is of any consequence. We'll see if blue any amount of gold from blue side is, I guess, is some degree of consequence. They just need items to get back into this game. Just getting caught in the circle of Intho and diving into Zaya made their game so much more difficult, though. And I mean, shout out to, again, I think the most surprising bot lane of the tournament. And a real shining point of... I thought that they would be completely useless this game and it would really be up to the top side of the map to carry, but they again shine through, and just the constant moving as the three-man unit is just decimated the sexual chameleons this game. We'll see if there's any sort of a comeback to be mounted, but it seems like death knell is ringing. One away from Soul. Tenacity's not even bad. They're gonna have a hard time getting through the rest of the burst damage. Like, how does this Malphite ever die? Good build from this game too. I didn't like the Jack Show build last game. This game it makes a lot more sense when you know you're going Abyssal Mask on 3. And it's a lot more mixed resistances. You could even debate going Abyssal Mask on 2 this game. The item is so good. I get it, heresy, because it's a rabbit. But it's a bunny. Banger. We'll see. Hui's not here for this. We'll see at what point do they make their last stand, how long they're able to hold. They do have a lot of wave clear, but Ari and Hui aren't here for it. Are they able to right click? Oh, well, I got the spoiler. Well, why does League of Legends do that, man? They need to fix that. Yeah, there's a stream. I didn't tab out on purpose that time. I promise. But Baron's back up. There's no way to contest it. They're just going to clear the wave and go right-click it. Well, they waited out the Queen E. Malphite solo pushes in mid lane through 3. I guess Super Minions makes it not solo. So he's waiting out the Malphite. Waiting out. Good patience, baiting out the Leon ult. Getting Leon ult and Hecarim ult there is a pretty big deal. Cooldown's pretty low at this point in the game for all parties involved, though. So we'll see. And how do they manage to methodically close this one out? Blows up, blows all the way out on the 2 armor man. Bro, can we please bring back? Can Void Staff be like 60% magic resist shred or something? Sincerely signed mid laners everywhere. I mean, yeah, the tank got magic resist. Shadow Bunny's actually just gonna jump on him. Rel gets on his head. Is gonna come out. Says the Zai is slowly getting chunked, but yeah, I mean the Zai is just gonna kill everybody slowly. Leon is not going to get him either. It's going to be another kill. Got most of the damage onto the Hecarim. Dodge is on the way ball, and that's going to be 17 kills for Galen. That's going to be the game. Alright, well that's how it happened. How is it going to be slow and methodical? Last stand fight in jungle. Surrender vote comes out. That is a tilter. Wow. I really did not. Okay, I did not expect this. I want to see the damage charts. I think that would have been the highest 4-kill, 18 assist, highest damage 4-kill, 18 assist game ever. Actually, no, not too crazy. It really was Isaiah just pelting out through frontline. Wow. Yeah, Shadow Bunny damage was pretty high that game. Oh, shout out to them. Wow. And I think a 2-0 from Mikingdom coming out. Definitely was not my prediction going into the series, but also not out of the realm of possibility. I thought this would be the closest playoff series out of the 4, though, and if this is anything indicative, my group is doomed. I sure hope not, though. There's a few more interesting series to come around, including mine. And I assume their team won't do interview or something like that. I don't, not particularly in the know of whatever's going on with that, but. Those are really, really clean games. I think both games are just firmly in control of that. I'm gonna show you guys damage a little bit before I peace out of there. Anything in particular? No, Zaya just 17 and 3. Again, I've talked about it from the start of the stream. The surprise of the tournament surprises me once again. Well done. They just stomped in this 3-man unit. Also, the adaptation of going tanks mid into Harrison definitely seemed to work, as the shining spot of the team definitely didn't seem to be able to overcome that today. And now they're out. Congratulations on them making top 4 and moving on. They've been a real pleasure to watch this tournament. I've had a lot of fun actually commentating their games. Hope to commentate them later on. Actually, are they on my side of the bracket? Actually, I want to see the bracket. Before I leave, I'm going to look at the bracket. And I'll do this on stream. I'm not sure if the podcast thing or anything's still happening, but here, we can look at this together. Bracket stage. Change my... Alright, so it was this one. Okay. Oh, so they're on... Oh, is that right? Well, there's not acronyms here. They were MKD, though, right? That would just make sense. Yes. But yep, Actual Chameleons are out. They will play the winner of... I wonder of what. Oh, they'll play the winner of the first place seed of their group versus fourth of mine, which is Viet Virginia Commonwealth University versus Lightning Farm. Okay. Fair enough. All right, so I'll probably actually be able to commentate good more than their matches. I'm really looking forward to that one. Looking forward to see who advances to the rest of the remaining part of the bracket. Good luck to all of y'all remaining in the tournament. Hope I don't have to commentate too much because I play too. Hope I win. Bye, everybody. Peace.